It's crazy how much stuff just randomly breaks for that back. I don't want to ask somebody who was around like if software just randomly broke constantly. That's a modern invention. All right. For reference, I'm not even running anything weird. Like this is a standard, like pretty much default Ubuntu install. So it's like I'm not even doing anything where it's like you kind of expect that it's on you. Gotta figure it out. It's just like default's randomly breaking. Okay. Go back to this end. Anywhere else I'm doing this? That's it. So I tend to prefer to put little things. Function that actually wants. Okay. I think it is. I think I am gonna do this. Yes, I think that you just kind of like. I don't know. One of the things I kind of have noticed is before you sort of fight the way a language is designed, try to do it language, the jankier things get. So I think we just write out the full conditionals, try to compactify the little function. You read. I mean, technically it could be. This is not even a ternary. Totally fine. Now we have this pretty step function. Um, I actually don't think this is that bad. I repeat myself once here, right? Because this is a goal and this is an agent, so fine. Have this just. But actually, the way I wrote the code the first time is not bad. Just see if there's anything structurally simplified here. Go through the agents, we get goals, we get y, target distance, set things. This is observation computation. Extra obs. All right. I think up. I'm actually interested. We need this piece here. I added this random respawning when I was trying to debug something. But I don't know if we need. Here, this should be our baseline. 5-second train run. This will get an episode length. High 30s. 37, 38. All right. Now what I want to see is if I just take this piece out. This is kind of like an unstick feature. But I don't think we need it. I want to see if it still trains just well regardless. Very different dynamics actually, right? Hey, Captain. Sound should work now, right? Any reason you're logging n? Yes, n is the number of samples that were used stats. I need this n is used for the averaging. Played all the logs into one structure. Be divided by. Now I could not print it technically. I could technically just not print out n, but it's kind of nice because it tells you the number of samples that were used to estimate. So if you see like n is 10, it'd be a pretty noisy estimate, right? One pretty interesting thing here, it's kind of interesting to me that this matters. I think if you were to train it long enough, it would work either way. But like this unsticking thing seems pretty important. I think we can just start commenting this up. So what I do, this is a common trick. If you have an env that never resets, one thing you can like randomly respawn the agents once in a while to unstick them. So the idea is like early on in training, right? They might just be running into walls, and they're not going to really get any training signal early on. So if every 500 steps, if they haven't gotten any reward in the last 500 steps, I just respawn them somewhere. Then you get a way stronger policy because you don't have such bad early training data. Now it's possible that with like hyperparam sweeps and if I do like learning rate warm up and stuff, I might be able to do the same thing anyways, but it's just a very easy way to like to make things work. Very happy to announce I've added some now that resets what's on the LSTM. No, it doesn't. LSTM reset doesn't freaking matter. We just ignore that and nothing, and like it doesn't care. Now some of your words are dropped. Okay. Test. What? I think I know. So it's because I fiddled with the gain knob before when you told me I was quiet. All right, so I think I want it to like peak at like negative 12-ish. So I mean, this should hopefully be good. If it's let me know if this is better. Freaking audio video settings are a pain. So, I just saw some random bird go up to the bird box, and an angry bluebird like came flying out of the box and chased him off. And is now sitting sentry above the box. Uh, I should probably comment up squared first. So like, hmm, do. Okay. None of these are required. Can you explain the PyTorch bullshit I might be running into? Yeah, so there's this pep that makes PyTorch, but makes Python by default, regardless of what PyTorch you have installed on your system. When you pip install a package that depends on PyTorch, or at build time, it will just go fetch the default version of PyTorch, and yeah, it'll just go fetch like the default version of PyTorch, and there's no way to tell it to use your system PyTorch on my side. Like, there's nothing I can add to the file that says, hey, use like whatever PyTorch is already installed. So it'll install some version of PyTorch, build the kernels, the CUDA kernel with that, and then it'll like get rid of that version of PyTorch and give you back your own version of PyTorch when you actually run training. But because the kernels have been built with some other version of PyTorch, if they're different, everything just breaks. And like you'll see like CUDA version incompatibility like compiled with different version. Genius. Dude, it's literally, let me just show you what I've had to do, okay? Let me just show you why this stuff is hard. And why like Python devs are just morons. And there's a whole thread on this, by the way, that I found on Reddit, where it's basically just a whole bunch of Python devs proving that they all collectively share the same two brain cells. This is how I have to install PufferLib, all right? UV, so UV is tell it to use the version of pip that some Rust devs made so that it doesn't, like, is not horribly slow. Okay, -- system, which is tell the UV devs that they're dumbasses for requiring virtual ems by default even in containers. Okay, then there's break system packages, which is tell the Python devs that they're dumbasses for requiring virtual ems everywhere. Okay, and then there's no build isolation, which is tell the Python devs that they're dumbasses for trying to make an extra virtual env inside of the virtual env that they already have for the purpose of building in order to break your stuff. -E says don't put my files some random place where if I edit the code locally, none of the changes are actually reflected. And then you finally get your package with optional arguments, with a very restrictive optional argument system. Okay? This is what you have to do. And there's nothing I can do about it. So for most users, if you are using a virtual env and you're not in the Docker, you can get rid of these two. But regardless, you're always going to get screwed by this. Which is just like, good job. No idea what you're on about, Jason. This isn't even PyTorch's fault. This is just straight up, like, look, there's literally, and the way that you would fix this, even if you had to do this, so the way that you would fix this, oops. So you would be able to do like torch, you'd be able to use like system torch or whatever, or like make this default to their system torch or something. But as usual, right, what they did is they added this like dumb new feature of isolation, forced it to be the default, and gave you no way to not just like screw up everyone's workflow by default. Python devs are dumb. I actually really don't mind the language either. Like, Python as a language is pretty chill. It's slow as hell, but it's chill. but then the tooling is just horrid. Like, all the C code, I just build it and it works. That's it. I build the code, it works. And I can write the dumbest code imaginable and it's still 100 times faster than Python. And rant. Should I split these two out? So this is update goals. I can probably do like this, right? And I got breakfast in a few, but I will be back after for the whole rest of the day working on stuff. Can be cute observations. What's the error message, Captain? Okay, try Python setup.py build x dash dash in place. It seems like it's not building the kernel for you. Just did that? Do you not see it building? Like there should be an so the way that it should work, right? There should be this _c file here. .cpython.so. And if it's not there, you're not going to have the function. You have that built? And this is on a GPU machine as well? I haven't gotten that error before. That's weird. 3080. And you get like the build messages, right? Like if I just run this, like build torch, you'll get the ninja build, building PufferLib.c. You'll see it'll build. It does the eval loop. Yeah, because that doesn't use the advantage function. I don't know. There could be some weird torch versioning stuff going on. I'm happy to look at that with you, though I do have to run for breakfast in a couple. I'm trying to think what that would be. It seems like some like torch thing isn't getting configured correctly. Are you using the same Python for build and stuff? Sometimes you have multiple Python versions and it like builds. So it's like, does it have the right Python version? Like CPython 3.12 if you're on 3.12 or whatever. I'm gonna make sure that it if you have a VM, if it's using the right one. If you don't, it's like all that. I am so 311 everywhere. Should work then. Not implemented error. You can try. I mean, you can, if you just import that function and see if it actually has a CPU backend, or if it's just not getting registered correctly. I'm gonna have to look at your specific setup after breakfast if you're still around. Because we definitely want that to work, and if it doesn't, we definitely want it to have a smooth CPU fallback. Alright. Quick breakfast in a couple minutes. For the folks watching, I will be doing RL dev for the rest of today right after breakfast, so if you want to see that, drop back by, and also all the stuff we build is right here on puffer.ai. It's all free and open source. And help me out start the GitHub. You can get involved with development by joining the Discord. Latest commit on dev. I mean, I could jump on a call, but I'm literally gonna have to run in a minute. As soon as I have to leave. But I will be back right after breakfast, and then we'll start right on that with you. You can get rid of this function.